So who am I? I've been doing this since 2007. I started a business in late 2009. I've been teaching LinkedIn as a business tool all along. I love doing this. I eat, drink, sleep LinkedIn all day long. That's all you need to know about me. What is LinkedIn? Let's make sure we're all clear about what LinkedIn is. And if anybody goes, it's a social media platform, you're missing the whole point. It's way more than that. It's the #1 professional networking site in the world. Business to business, business to consumer, human meeting human, human engaging with human. That's what it's all about. There's 850 million people on LinkedIn. 59.2, I did this yesterday, 59.2 million companies on LinkedIn. 25% of all LinkedIn members show up every other week. That sounds like a low number, but 25% of your network shows up every other week. And that's pretty cool. I mean, if you know 100 people, wouldn't you love 25 of them to come see you every other week? Boom. That's what happens right here. It is important for us to build our presence, our network, and our reputation. And where's the word relevant on here? Relevant to who we are, what we do, relevant to our target audience. By the way, feel free to unmute yourself and ask me any question while I'm chatting, but I want to have questions. I mean, this is big. This is a big tool. It is absolutely a powerful tool, not just a social media site. I'm a Zoom guy, so this WebEx thing freaks me out. All right, I'm going to give you a series of rules. And these rules, some people like to use the term best practices. I call them rules because they're that important to me. Number 10, you got to measure. You got to measure. What's happening? What's my activity doing? Does my network want this? Are people commenting on my stuff? Are they hitting the like button on my stuff? Is it creating conversation? Are the right people doing this? Are the right people looking at my LinkedIn profile? Are the right people searching for me? Is my network growing with the right people? These are the kinds of measurements you need to do. And the most important measurement is this. Am I moving the right people into real conversations? Or am I just making freaking noise? And if you're not moving the right people into real conversations, man, it ain't working for you. And you got to adjust and improve. Number 9, lead with give. Most people think social media for business is all about barfing out your content. It's not about barfing out your content. It's about looking for ways to get into conversations. Your brand is impacted by what you share on LinkedIn. People perceive you based on what you share. So when you can look for ways to share content that is important and relevant to your target audience, you're building a powerful brand. The lady who came and got the furniture from me 15 minutes before I showed up, she said, "Oh my God, Teddy, I love what you do on LinkedIn. I love what you do on LinkedIn." Now, there's no more pictures of me acting stupid, so she must be talking about the content I'm giving away. Give them ideas, perspectives, information, and it all needs to be relevant to who you are and what you do, relevant to them. Follow this rule in everything you do. And by the way, and I give away everything that I make $1 million a month in my mind doing. I give it all away for free. Think about that. Give it all away for free in little nuggets, little pieces. Number 8, treat your LinkedIn network as a portal to success. Just don't connect. You got to build your network with purpose. Build it all around your goals. Build it all around what you're trying to achieve. Build it all around your business or your career. And you got it. And you just can't. Here, let me go get one. Hang on a second. I got one right here. You can't just collect a whole bunch of freaking business cards. That doesn't work. And on your LinkedIn network, I got 3 of these, by the way, down at the bottom. In LinkedIn, you can't just connect. You got to get into conversations. Somebody mentioned me on a LinkedIn post a couple days ago. And a buddy of mine chimed in and called Teddy Burriss a guru. Said Teddy Burriss is a guru. And I commented back with, "Oh my golly, please don't call me guru, because that, I'm not. I'm really a guide." And some other lady commented, and my buddy commented on her and says, "You need to know this Teddy Burriss dude. This is the kind of conversation what's the word? I strive for these conversations every day." And then she sends me a LinkedIn invite to connect. I look at her profile and she's relevant to me. She works for the type of industries that I do work for. She works for the type of company I do work for. She's in the role, relevant to the people I work with. So instead of just simply accepting her invite, I went a little different than everybody else. Mind you, she's relevant to me. I picked up this thing in my hand right here and I called her. Nobody does that. It's a missed opportunity. I called her, had a great conversation. Make a new conversation, a new connection every day of your life. Every day of your life. Average it out across the weekends. You don't need to work. You can get 7 on 5 days. Connect with people you meet along the way. Connect with people that you meet along the way. And very deliberately have processes for managing these connections. I have a business card process. When I used to collect business cards, which I don't do so much anymore, my business card process is the first thing I would do is I put them in my contacts so that I have them in my contacts in my cell phone, so I don't need to carry around business cards. I send them an email, say hi, because I just put them in my contacts. I'd go look for them on LinkedIn. I'd find them on LinkedIn. I'd send them an invite, always with a personal note. My personal note goes, "Dude, had a great time meeting you the other day." That's my process. I lived by that. I don't do it so much anymore because I don't get out anymore. Any questions, feel free to jump in and ask. Make sure I got looking at everything right. Number 7, your LinkedIn profile is not a freaking resume. Nobody wants to see your resume. Your resume is nothing more than your ongoing, not quite dead obituary. Nobody wants to see that. They want to see who you are, what you do, what you can do, all relevant to who you are today. So you show them who you are, what you do with your brochure. And you minimize all those distractions from the past. And you better make sure it's keyword rich. And you better make sure, Teddy, that you have good grammar, and correct spelling. Because that can kill an opinion of you. If someone looks at your LinkedIn profile and they realize that, wait a minute, I thought this person was a public relations manager. What's a pubic relations manager? And by the way, do a LinkedIn search for that. That'll freak you out. Public relations professionals who misspelled the word public. That's a great joke. And then also make sure you're writing your LinkedIn profile that you are speaking clearly, first and foremost, to the person that's important to you in your business or people. And then add to that with more content so you're speaking to the search engines. Build a brochure, not a resume. Any questions, jump in. By the way, when you get through this list, we'll go to LinkedIn, and I'm happy to bring your profiles up and your LinkedIn, and we'll talk about it from your perspective. You see what you touch on LinkedIn. If you don't want to see it, don't touch it. Actually, don't even pause on it. Because if you pause on it for 30 milliseconds, LinkedIn registers that as a view. So you got to, get past that garbage that you don't want to see. Don't complain about what you see on LinkedIn, because what you see is what you touch. And so if you don't like what someone posted, do not comment on it with words of disapproval. The algorithm only knows you touched it. It will go away faster if we don't touch it. And by the way, if you ever see me share something on LinkedIn that you think I should not have shared, do me a favor, send me a message, call me, email me, text me, and say, "Teddy, you're a fool." Because I want people to let me know when I share something I shouldn't have. About a week ago, I got one of these new LinkedIn invites that I've been getting over and over and over again. I don't know why I'm being targeted for these, but I get all these young Asian women sending me invites, and they say, oh my golly, your LinkedIn profile, they don't use the word oh my golly, they say your LinkedIn profile shows me you are an expert in your field. Those are the kinds of words. You are an expert in your field. I'd like to be friends with you on LinkedIn. I get these once a day, easily. So I engage with her, and she, and I'm guessing she's not a she. It's just someone pretending to be a young Asian woman. That person says, hey, give me your WhatsApp number or your Skype number, and let's have a conversation there. It's much easier for me there. Not a chance in the world. So what I did is I copied the story. Actually, I think I wrote a little video, created a little video about it, and I posted it on LinkedIn, and I actually tagged this person who has a LinkedIn profile, and I said, anybody else getting invites like this from, I can't remember the girl's name, Virginia or whatever, or Adrian? Somebody commented, I'm sick and tired of these invites, and she commented, again, I'm using the word she because that's what the profile indicates, but I believe it's some dude named Bubba in Yakinville. She comments and says, that is a personal assault on me. Now, I didn't care, except for one reason. I learned a long time ago, never do, say, or engage in any way you don't want to be seen, heard, or perceived of in life. And even though I believe this account to be a fake, and I believe them to be up to nefarious, some nefarious goal, I shouldn't have done that. So I deleted the post. Even though I know it's a fake account. So call me out if I do something wrong, please. If you don't engage, by the way, on LinkedIn, let me repeat, if you don't engage, then LinkedIn is going to make up its own ideas of what kind of content you want to see, and it may not be right. So the best way you can influence what your news feed looks like is not only to share content, but to engage on the stuff you want to see. By the way, that applies to LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Tinder, and Bumble. I'm only guessing about Tinder and Bumble. Number 5, never do, say, or engage, and I've shared this with you already, in any way you don't want to be seen, heard, or perceived of in life. Social media makes it easy for us to be stupid. Don't. Really stop and ask yourself, what am I doing? Ask yourself before you hit the post button, should I do this? Ask yourself before I hit the post button, is my network going to want to see this? Is my network going to care about me and want to see this conversation, see me share this? You really got to challenge yourself. You think that, by the way, even if you're doing LinkedIn messaging, I've seen this happen, that you send someone a LinkedIn message and they shared that message with someone else. So even in a LinkedIn message, don't do something you would regret doing. Never criticize, condemn, or complain. Number 4, you need to be accessible. People have LinkedIn profiles all the time. You go, oh, I got a profile out there, but I can't get a hold of you. You want to be successful in life. Make yourself as accessible as you can. Make sure your LinkedIn contact information's got the right phone number, the right email address, the right websites. Pay attention to LinkedIn notifications, messages, and invites. I have seen CEOs of organization who I sat down to coach them on how to use LinkedIn. And we looked at a LinkedIn, one of them, we looked at a LinkedIn invite that was 3 months old. And he told me, I lost that deal. I'm like, well, when did you do the deal? He said, about 2 months ago. I said, well, 3 months ago, the CEO of that other company reached out to you and you ignored him. Did that play a role? I don't know. Another executive salesperson for an organization had told me that he'd been trying for months to get into an account and he could never get into the account. We looked at his messages that he had been ignoring for 6 months. And 5 or 6 months ago, there was a message from the CEO, from an executive, I don't know if CEO or not, from an executive in that company he was targeting. If you ignore your messages, you ignore your invites, you ignore the LinkedIn notifications, it's an opportunity. You could create a missed opportunity. I've also seen missed opportunities because people had the wrong phone number. I've seen missed opportunities because people had the wrong email address. Don't be that person. Be accessible. Make sure that you are in fact accessible. Real, meaningful conversations. I love it when I walk up to somebody in real life and say hi. I love it when I can have a human conversation and share the same air with people. But that's not always going to happen. But so if you are on social media, if you are on LinkedIn, you need to envision those conversations as if you're standing kneecap to kneecap. Talk to that other person through the post, through the comment, through the reply, as if you're standing right there. And Dale Carnegie said, make the conversation all about the other person until you get permission. I'm adding my paraphrase to it, until you get permission to talk about yourself. And open-ended questions. Don't just make statements. Don't ask yes or no questions. Tell me more. The phrase that really is the most powerful is tell me more about that. And by the way, listen to what they say to you, because often the real message is hidden in how they say it, or it's hidden in the words they use. That's powerful. The guy said, I was interviewing a guy this morning for a role with another company. I'm helping a friend out. And when I interviewed him, I said, tell me what you're going to be doing in 5 years. He said, I hope that I have a decent book of business working for your company. I hope. Those are different words than I plan to have a decent book of business. Listen to the words they use. They resonate. Any questions, jump in. And remember, I got a few more to get through, and then we'll go into LinkedIn Live. Human to human. This is important. If you're going to really get value out of LinkedIn, you got to think it's humans having human conversations. Philip Oakley, a buddy of mine who's a marketing professional, his post the other day said, you need to think of every time you open your mouth through your fingertips on LinkedIn, you're at a party. Think of it, you're at a party with other people. Company pages are important, but the most important asset is you. The most important asset in your company, in the context of LinkedIn, is the other humans in your company who are customer-facing, prospect-facing. We don't talk. Boy, when I get invites I ask often, did you send that invite or did your automation send it? Don't use automation. Be authentic, be real, be yourself. Don't try to be someone else. Hey, I do have it. My good buddy, Dr. Seuss, my good buddy, he said this, today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Be you. Let them see who you are as a real person. And I say that tongue in cheek because there are a few people who probably shouldn't be on social media. And they're probably not anyway. My last big one. Networking for mutual benefit. This is a professional networking site. Networking works best. Social media and LinkedIn works best when you're not showing up and making it all about you. You need to believe that when you're networking and you're focused on your target audience and you're giving, it'll come back to you. If you're networking, again, just for yourself, it often will not produce the results you hope. People don't care about you until they know you care about them. They don't care about what you know. They don't care about your widget until they know you care about them. Keenan. Keenan doesn't have a last name. I don't know Keenan's last name. On LinkedIn, he goes by Keenan Dot. His last name is Dot. He goes by Keenan. Keenan said this, stop pitching. Stop pitching. And then he went on to say, get into conversations and you'll find out what they want. And when they find out that you care about them because you got in that conversation and you were willing to offer to help them, then they may ask you how you can do business together. It doesn't make a difference what your product is. Business to business, business to consumer, It makes no difference. When people realize you care, they're more open to having a conversation with you. It's not a race, kids. It's a journey. If you bust through it like a bat out of hell, has anybody ever seen a bat out of hell? I've heard the music. If you need to pick a pace that you can commit to, whatever that is. Looking for new people on LinkedIn, commit to a pace. Sharing content on LinkedIn, commit to a pace. Engaging on content on LinkedIn, commit to a pace. All along the way, something that you can commit to. Because if you start doing something and you can't keep up that pace, then you're going to lose your audience. Nigel Alston's a good buddy of mine who used to write a weekly blog post called Motivational Monday or Monday Motivation. Motivational Monday. Every Monday, I saw that email hit my email. Every Monday morning, it hit my email. One Monday, it didn't show up. I called Nigel. It's like, dude, what's up? He said, why? What's wrong, man? I said, I didn't get your email. He said, yeah, I wrote it. And then he remembered, I forgot to schedule it for Monday morning. That's what you want. You want people to go, oh my God, where are you? You want people like Sherry, who came over to my house a little while ago to pick up stuff that I'm selling on Facebook Marketplace. And it sort of kind of works, but doesn't work as well as I want it to do. But anyway, Sherry says, I love your stuff. You want that because you're doing it the right way. And you're not flooding the social media, but you've created a pace that you can support. Be aware to make changes when you need to make changes. And please, please, please stop trying to make your stuff go viral. That will fail you miserably because your stuff ain't going to go viral. Just go ahead. Accept it. It ain't going to viral. And if it does, celebrate that one post that went viral, whatever viral means to you, and then go back doing what you know you need to do. Consistently giving content. It ain't going to viral. I think one or two more. Don't become addicted to LinkedIn. It's not the only tool out there. There's other tools for you need to do, including the telephone and kneecap to kneecap. Schedule time to do what you need to do on LinkedIn. You don't need to read it all. You don't need to see it all. And you don't need to comment on it all. And by the way, make sure you're using the words that resonate with your target audience throughout everything you do on LinkedIn. Words that resonate. And no, here, the lady said, I'm not getting any job interviews. I'm also a career coach. I'm not getting any job interviews. Well, I looked at her LinkedIn profile and it said she's an accounts payable clerk. But her LinkedIn headline did not say accounts payable clerk. It said some other term relevant to accounts payable, and it said level 3. I said, well, what the heck is that? Oh, it's accounts payable, level 3. What is that? Use words that resonate with your target audience. Don't compare yourself to others. We're all individuals. We're different companies, different roles, different industries, different target audiences, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You may want to emulate somebody that you like their style, but don't copy them. And never compare yourself to others. All right. That's my rant. So now I'm happy to go to LinkedIn and answer any questions you have. Bring up your profile. We'll talk about your profile. We'll talk about your networking. We'll talk about your company page. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about in LinkedIn as long as it's business related because Suzanne expects me to do that. What questions do you have, folks?
I just wanted to say, first of all, I don't have a LinkedIn page yet.
Oh my golly, Dee, why are you here?
Because I'm thinking about doing it and I wanted to know how I can use this for my future consulting business. I've been leery. I've been on Facebook for years and I got off of Facebook because I got done with the social stuff. But I realized there's a need for a business networking in the line of work that I'm in. I'm just leery of how to get on there and put myself back out there without getting overrun with unnecessary stuff, invitations like you were talking about. And I just wanted to, I don't know anything about LinkedIn. So I saw this webinar and said, hey, let me get on here and do it.
D, it's spelled LINKEDIN.com. Just go there and start there. And when you get a bunch of invites from all the Yahoo weirdos that you don't want to connect with, here it is right here. I'll show you the magic. See that right? Can you read what that word says?
Yes, ignore.
Boom, waka waka, boom, waka waka, boom, waka waka, and keep going. And when you see a name that, I didn't mean to click on that. And actually, it's okay. I'm going to accept his invite because I now know he's human. When you see a name of somebody that you know is real and human and relevant to you, then you can hit, the accept button, and then you can call Giles up and say, dude, what's up? How you doing? How can I help you?
Well, how do you know who's legit and who's a bot or who's?
Well, I'll tell you how I know. Because this, there's a deeper process that I can't get into right now, but, I sent Giles a message, and because he didn't tell me who he is. I sent him a message, and I said, dude, my words, I'm going to say it not differently than I wrote it. Who the heck are you, and what the heck do you want? And he responds back, goes, man, I saw you live on Jillian's show. I'm trying to develop my brand. He shows me he's real because, of the words he used. And then I said, now, by the way, I asked him to follow me on LinkedIn, but the words he followed up with were real enough that I'm going to hit the accept button.
Okay. So you can message someone without without accepting an invitation.
Yeah, most people don't know you can do this, but here's how you do it. Watch this. So you go, from LinkedIn, I'm going to get rid of this so you don't, so from LinkedIn, I go to my network. Okay. This is powerful. If you don't know how to do this, you need to know how to do it. And then once you go here, you click on see all 8. Okay. You click on see all 8, and then at the bottom, you can see, am I covering it? Can you see the screen, or is something on the top of the screen?
I can see it.
Okay, I got the box of you guys talking to me. So right here, because I went to see all, I got message.
Okay.
And this is one of the, and this is not an Asian, young Asian woman. This is one of these types of invites I'm getting that's absolutely a fake account. So here it is, Lance, a fake account. So what other, so yeah, D, get on there, get started. And, I will give Suzanne 2 gifts to give everybody. Actually, I might have 3 gifts to give everybody. I have YouTube videos on how to build a LinkedIn profile, how to build a LinkedIn network, and I'll soon have one on how to build a brand. I'll give her the links to those. What other questions do you have?
So I have a question.
Yes, Kelly.
I saw, I was at one of your in-person seminars, and you said to make it not, yes, that's something. It's Kelly Wright Jones, I'm pretty sure, or Kelly the Notary. But you said to make it about you, the person, not you, the business. And I feel like I'm a notary, so what I do is, that's me right there, Kelly W. Jones, right there. I feel like that is me. I mean, I don't have it's personal.
It's not just you as a notary. I'm Teddy. I'm a LinkedIn strategist, trainer, and coach. But it's that people want to know who Teddy is. They want to know who Kelly is. Here's the probably one of the most powerful questions you have to answer. Why? Why do you do this? And don't say it's about money. That's a side effect.
No.
And so when people discover, oh my golly, Kelly's a mobile notary. She loves to do this work. And when people discover that you love doing what they need to have done, oh my golly, they're going to come to someone who loves doing what they need to have done before they call somebody who makes it a transaction.
Mm.
So,
okay.
And yeah, you need to tell them you're a notary public. You need to tell them a little bit about what you do, but let them discover who you are as a human as well. In your about section, don't tell me your competencies, Kelly. You're vetting yourself there. Tell me what you love to do. Tell me what you enjoy doing. Tell me about successes. Tell me a story about somebody who was struggling to make something happen and you knew how to solve it. in the context of what you do. And by the way,
Okay.
Kelly, can I play with you a little bit?
Absolutely.
This is like using a number 2 pencil.
Okay.
Fair?
I got it. You're right, though. You're right. I do professional resumes also. And I actually said that to someone about a week ago. And I said, you don't even really need to put that on your resume. So I think it's funny. Yeah, you're right.
And you don't put this on your billboard or your brochure either. You tell me what you do as a notary signing agent. Tell me what you do as a notary public. Tell me what's the difference between a loan signing agent and a notary signing agent. What does that mean? And how do you love helping people with that? And don't even use the word competencies. We do not need to vet ourselves anywhere to the level that we think we need to vet ourselves. Just tell our stories.
Okay. I like that. That makes a lot of sense.
Karen, Tarina, Dre, Felicia, Dee, any other questions? I mean, I have plenty of time. I'm not going away for the next 3 hours or 20 minutes.
No, I'm kind of in the same boat with the young lady who said that she doesn't have a LinkedIn profile.
Oh my golly, Felicia!
But I have a Facebook profile, and looking at your screen right now, it looks a lot like working on Facebook. But I mean, I have Facebook personal profile, and I recently set up my Facebook business profile. LinkedIn is on my list of things to do, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
What's your business, Felicia?
I haven't quite started it yet. I'm in the process. I've got a federal EIN. It's a virtual bookkeeping service.
Okay, so you're gonna do virtual bookkeeping.
Say that again.
You're gonna do bookkeeping virtual.
That's correct.
For what type of businesses are you gonna do this work for?
I want to do bookkeeping for small businesses, solopreneurs, residential property owners. Pretty much, that's about it.
Okay. The more focused, Felicia, the more focused you are on who is your target audience, the more focused you are on what you are going to do for them, the more likely you'll make this work. It's sort of along the lines of this. You got a target in front of you. What are you trying to hit? Most people would say the target, and that's not the right answer. You're trying to hit the bullseye.
Yeah, right. I mean, I've got a small circle of specific industries that I'm looking to start my business with. I mean, because I do want to bring in clients. I've seen some bookkeepers start their business off and they'll accept any kind of client, and that's not what I want to do. I don't want to just accept anybody who needs a bookkeeper.
I talked to a lady a couple days ago who has a marketing business, and the only client that she wants is plastic molding, and I'm saying the words wrong, molding companies that mold plastics. That's the only client she wants. Now, you would think that's pretty niche. It is pretty niche, but it is also a huge market.
Right, she's really niched down.
And that's what you want to do. You want to start that focus. I want to hit this bullseye right here.
Okay.
And along the way, Felicia, you'll accept business from the dust bunny collectors. You'll accept business from the sticky note manufacturers, et cetera, et cetera.
The diagnosis was devastating. Ruth was suffering from a
go ahead and get started. Build your LinkedIn profile out. Don't worry about a company page yet. Build your personal profile and start thinking about who am I talking to, what's important to them, and how do I serve that need.
Okay, so I'm going to do that on a personal LinkedIn profile rather than building a business profile.
Yeah, you may eventually build a business page. but you need to start by building a personal profile.
Okay.
What other questions do you ladies have? How else can I help you?
Okay, my other question, like once, because I've been around since LinkedIn first started, and it just looks way different to me now. But once you do start building a LinkedIn profile or LinkedIn page, what's the like as far as content? I mean, I know you said people want to know who you are, but what's the best way? I mean, is it helpful to reach out to other people that's like in your circle, like your ideal type of people that's like network with the same kind of people or different people, your target audience, like what should you go after?
So for you and D who are virgins on LinkedIn, I hope I don't get in trouble using those kinds of words. My co-host ain't listening to me right now, I don't think.
Yes, I am.
She just hit unmute. If you're just getting started, this is how you start building your network. You connect with people who already know you. This is the most powerful way to start networking. If you just start reaching out to people who don't know you from Adam's house cat, then you're never going to get anywhere because they don't know you. They're not eager to accept your invite. But if you start connecting with people that you do know, people that you know well, people you've met, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, your family, your friends, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, that other girlfriend, your first wife, your second wife, your kids, your uncles and aunts, connect with people who know you. And then while you're connecting with them and you're doing some research, and then I see this lady named Kelly who I want to connect with on LinkedIn, but I don't know her. Now I can't necessarily get my friends to introduce me to her because she's third level to me. But you'll start discovering people who are second level to you. And now, because you started connecting with people that you already know, and you meet these people who are second level to you, this means you're not connected, but you share connections. Now, I mentioned Nigel Alston earlier. I could call Nigel Alston up. I could tell him to put down his cigar and his bourbon because I want to talk with him. And I could ask him to introduce me to Malika. I could call Nick Horney. I could call Rebecca Zucker. Look, not just email and hope and pray. I can call Mari and ask her to introduce me to Dan. Because I first started connecting with people who know me and they can introduce me. And then furthermore, as I said earlier, I just don't connect. I connected with Paulie. I called her on the phone. I connected with Alex. I talked with him. I connected with Cara. She was live on a call I had earlier this morning. I connected with Chris Gould. He was live on a call I had a couple days ago. I just don't connect. Okay? I connected with Jan. I sent her a message and said hello. Asked her what I can do. Everybody else, all they do is connect. Please. Don't just connect. You have to connect and engage. Otherwise, all it is a freaking business card. Carol Wright called me because ASQ sent me a check they shouldn't have sent me. So on the phone, I was talking with her. I was teasing her, laughing with her because she wants me to mail the check back. I want more work out of ASQ. So I teased her. I got her laughing. She, it's a, $200 check. She wants me to mail it back to her, so she doesn't need to spend $30 with a, what's it called, canceled check thingy. So she wants me to spend 56 cents to mail it, plus the cost of an envelope to mail it back to her. I gave her so much grief, and she knew I was joking. I had her laughing so hard. I sent her a LinkedIn invite. She accepted, and she continued the laughing together. And then she said this, I know who you need to talk to, even though she's in accounts payable. I know who you need to talk to about future work. Oh my God. That's what you're after every day. Questions, thoughts, ideas,
Okay.
anybody else?
I have something else.
Yes, ma'am.
So, in my previous life, I was in
Whoa. We're
medical.
not going to go back that far.
Oh, but no, it's.
I'm teasing you.
Oh, I was gonna say okay, but no, but. Okay, so in my previous life, all of my friends were medical. Everything. I worked in healthcare. I was in healthcare for 13 years. So all the people I know are all medical.
Yeah.
I don't really talk to them anymore. I don't really do stuff with them anymore. I just joined the Chamber of Commerce and I've been going to BNI meetings. So I'm meeting all new people. So really, if you want to, really, I'm like on a clean slate because all the people that I'm already connected with are just people that I know, but I'm not doing business with. I mean, of course, they all need notaries. Everybody needs a notary sometime. Yeah. But they're just people I know that I'm not really doing business with anymore. So I don't know.
You're putting too many restrictions on networking.
That's why. That's where I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I was hoping
how often do you go to a chamber meeting, Kelly?
Once a week, actually.
And how many people are in those meetings roughly? 5, 10, 20, 50?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 20 probably.
How many of them have you connected with on LinkedIn?
I can't keep up with it. There's been a lot.
This is easier, girl. You're making this way too hard. The chamber gives you a membership list.
Right.
You could put that membership list right smack down in front of you, and every week spend 20 minutes, send out new invites, and check off the ones you sent to.
Okay.
It's not hard to do. BNI. Are you a member of BNI or just visiting?
I just visited for 2 weeks. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm not telling you to join a BNI. That's a conversation for another day. But every time you go to a BNI chapter, they give you a list of all the members who are there. Am I right?
Yes.
Put that list in front of you. Send every single one of them an invite to connect and go, oh my God, I had a great time. Listen to the words I use. Don't use the wrong words. I had a great time visiting your BNI chapter. I'd love to say hi to you another time and connect with you on LinkedIn. Never say it was good to meet you at BNI because 25% of them weren't there.
Right.
Okay. Start there. You're meeting these people at chamber meetings and BNI meetings, et cetera, et cetera. Send them invites. And every time you connect with someone, Kelly, what's the next thing you need to do after you connect?
Connect to them on LinkedIn.
What's the next thing you do?
Send them a message.
No.
Oh.
It may be send them a message, but if they are highly relevant to you,
call them. Okay, I got you.
If they're if they're a banker, if they're a mortgage banker, if they're a settlement attorney, if they're a real estate agent, if they're a divorce attorney, you got to talk with them and say hi and make them laugh.
Right.
Make them like you.
You're right.
Everybody else either does nothing or sends them a LinkedIn message. And the LinkedIn message goes, oh my golly, Teddy, I'm so glad we're connected on LinkedIn.
You are so right.
A little bit better, a little bit different.
I needed that connection. It was missing. In my brain, it was missing.
It's okay.
Thank you.
We hooked it up.
Thank you.
All right. What other questions do you ladies have that I can answer for you?
Okay, my best friend. My new best friend.
So, is that Tarina? Who you call a new best friend?
You, my new best friend.
What's your question, Tarina?
So you know that I already have a LinkedIn profile, but for my business, should I create a new one or just okay?
First of all, there's only one Tarina. Secondly, yes. Tarina, I don't know how many boyfriends and husbands you got. And I don't need to ask that question, but let me tell you a story. Back when I had 2 wives, one in one city and one in another, and that's just all a joke in my mind. Back in those days, do you know how difficult it was for me to keep track of where I am and what her name is?
Yeah.
You can't manage 2 girlfriends or 2 wives. You can't manage 2 LinkedIn profiles.
Okay.
Okay, that's the philosophy number 1. Rule number 1 is LinkedIn does not want you to do that. The LinkedIn Terms of Services 8.2 says you cannot have dual identity on LinkedIn. We'll shoot you. I don't know they use those words. So no, don't do that. But what you will do is you'll make your LinkedIn profile first and foremost all about the most important thing for you in your use of LinkedIn.
Okay.
Now, maybe it's about your project management work at B of A. Maybe it starts to change. By the way, you still doing Nielsen?
No.
You tell right here. You're telling me you do.
Oh, I didn't change that. Okay. Thank you.
So what you will do, probably start here, and as you start building your business, you may switch it and maybe put the other thing that's most important up top.
Okay.
And maybe change this and put the most important thing here.
Okay.
All right. And get rid of all this. You're
All right.
You're over vetting. You don't need to vet yourself.
Okay.
Tell me who you are, dear. And
All
don't, one more if I don't mind. Stop yelling at me as I'm yelling at you. Stop yelling at me.
Okay.
You put capital T, capital D.
All right. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm coaching.
That's okay. You're fine. Thank you.
What other questions do you ladies have? Karen, Dre, you've been quiet.
I have a very, very. I think I created a LinkedIn profile way back in when it first started. Way back when.
Who were you working for, Felicia?
I don't even remember who I was working for at the time.
Where were you living?
In South Carolina.
Lexington?
That might be me.
Lexington County? So
No, I never lived in Lexington County. I lived in Richland County in South Carolina back then.
maybe this is not you, but it is a dead account that nobody ever did anything with. So hard to say who that is, but but if you don't know it's yours, then start a new one. Use your personal or your business email. And by the way, if you have a personal email address that have you had the personal email address for way back when? How long have you been using your primary email address?
My primary email address.
Your personal one.
New ones. Yeah, that one. That one I've had, for way back when.
So try to log into LinkedIn with that email address.
Okay.
And if you try to put a password and the password fails, then ask for a password reset, and they'll send you a password reset to that email address if this is in fact yours.
Okay.
Or if there is in fact a profile out there that is yours. And if you try to log in with that email address and it says there is no account for that email address, then go create an account using that email address.
All right.
All right, one more big question.
So I talked to Ruth's sister, Susan.
Come on, make me work.
If you decide to not have a connection with someone you've already got a connection to, I'm assuming you're able to unconnect or disconnect. And do they know if you did that?
I love these questions because they're important. I got people, I answer questions on Quora, Quora.com. I answer questions there, dozens of questions a week. And that's probably one of the biggest questions I get asked, and that is, do they know I did it? Do they know I looked at their profile? I looked at their profile, then I deleted my account because, oh my God, I don't want them to know I looked at their profile. That is the most unreal question I get asked. I laugh at it, but it's serious to them. Just like Dee's question is serious to her. No. And by the way, it's one click, so don't click on it. See where it says remove connection? It's one click. There's no, are you sure? No, Philip is not going to know that I removed his connection until he sees the 1 goes to a 2. And then he's going to know it. But you know what? D, do it when it's right to do it. Right. And don't remove connections just because you think they're not relevant. Only remove connections when you know they're an idiot. Okay? Ask
That's why I got off Facebook.
Send them on Facebook. Ask my sisters. They'll tell you. I have 7 of them, by the way. And they were all in a box and they got out, and now they're running across the world and they're causing havoc. All right. How do I stop this? Is my handlers? I'm gonna hit stop.